Good morning. It's Monday, June 9th, 2025, and this is the Morning Call, Healthcare Deals and News. I'm Neil Johnson, Managing Partner, Lawrence Evans and Company, here with my colleagues, Dave and John. Well, such an exciting weekend. We're still coming off the Healthcare Capital Markets Innovation Summit. Really excited about a lot of the activities. We're starting to see, the innovation, deals moving, slowly, but in the right direction. Even an IPO last week with Omada Health following up from Hinge Health. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think Omada's a pretty big brand in the online healthcare space. I mean, they're sort of health monitoring and their sort of apps and software around condition management, whether it's weight loss or diabetes or whatever else they're into. It's a neat platform, and they're making money. So I was a little bit surprised they were going to market, but also I feel confident that the market's actually working. I mean, seeing some, we've got 2 spin outs in 2 weeks. It's actually kind of a refreshing change of pace.
Thawing of the IPO market, I think there'll be some more to follow with some additional ones getting filed. But yeah, I know they were focused on that chronic care market, software, really staying away, my understanding, from the GLPs, which obviously has been pretty hot, and some of the questionable valuations of the go forward.
Mm-hmm.
But really good to see that. Anything else, catching up here we should touch on? I'm trying to get caught up myself. Had a great fishing trip last week, was off for the day, kind of unplugged, out on the water, catching walleye. If you ever had some walleye, really great white fish up on Lake Erie.
Delicious. Yeah, I mean, I'll generally comment on the fact that, like Omada Health, and like as we'll go through the Dispatch Health merger, which was basically Dispatch Health delivering the ambulance or the ER to your home, is now staying in the home. I think much of the activity around care monitoring and care outside of the home is huge. It all follows in the framework of value-based care, and it'll be something I think will be a darling of this administration, and I think that it will hopefully do what it's supposed to and reduce the cost of care.
I know we're busy on a couple conversations with a few remote patient monitoring, chronic care management, and some other tech platforms, whether they're looking to transact or raise money. I mean, they're still evolving, but that theme, I think, continues to remain the same within healthcare to get to that value base, like you said, John. Well, let's get right to the news then. And, with that, let me pop up on our screen. As we mentioned, Omada, jumping on their debut Friday afternoon, and hopefully continue to see the positive momentum. RadNet expanding some AI, obviously continued. Anything with AI really is that theme. We saw that within the HCMIS conference. How do you apply that? How do you think about it? I mean, if you're not, I think you're in trouble. I definitely have been using, ChatGPT and other platforms for, emails. I almost need to use it to talk to my wife. I know she's really picked it up as she's on the app and asking questions almost as her digital therapist or her digital friend, even at this point. It was funny. She picked up and said, "What do you look like?" And it generated a picture for her, I'll call it her.
I encourage you to look at the South Park episode on AI and ChatGPT and how to have better relationships.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that one, but I could imagine that would be.
Well, I'll have to look that up.
And hilarious, yes.
The AI is just so pervasive. I mean, we use it to edit this podcast. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but the adoption rate of various, not just your large language models, but also, the other forms of AI. It's just the adoption rate is just incredible.
And so the conversation we had, how do you value some of these companies within, utilizing AI or adding it to it? I mean, as we talk to organizations, you have to include it in your discussion or marketing pitch, unless you're really not doing any AI.
Yeah.
But what's it worth? I think that's what we'll see kind of flush out maybe sooner than later with some.
Well, I think I think there's always, I think right now you're seeing a lot of things labeled AI that are really more algorithmically based, um, services or processes. It's not necessarily a true AI in terms of a learning model, if you will. I mean, AIs are ultimately just algorithms, but they're they're not just an algorithmically based answer, if you follow me. And I think we're getting a lot of bleed in right now in determining what's truly an artificial intelligent learning platform versus what's just algorithmically based is going to get a little more difficult as time goes on.
Well, we're definitely seeing activity. But jumping back to the news, Sanofi bolsters immunology pipeline with a $9 billion Blueprint Medicine
Mm-hmm.
acquisition.
Yep.
I'd like to note, I mean, Quantum Health here, I think this might be their first acquisition, or at least in a
Yeah.
while. They're Columbus based. I know they were looking to also do an IPO in the near term. So as things are opening up, keep an eye on that. And Bold Health and a strategic healthcare navigation expansion. Their sponsors, Great Hill Partners and Warburg, some big names still behind them.
I think this is very important for them because they were sitting as an outlier. There are a lot of players in this space that are really thinking about engagement overall, and this is a great tool for them to acquire.
And again, it talks here, there are 8 million members leveraging AI. So again, conversation
Hmm.
about how AI can apply in.
There's
Great to see Lawrence Evans doing some deals.
Well, that was your deal, Neil. Why don't you talk about it?
Sure. No, we remain very active in revenue cycle and health IT. And this one, really excited to help the owner exit. It's a home health hospice medical billing business, and ended up helping assist in a sale to a strategic buyer. Unfortunately, just undisclosed at this time, but we remain very active. The outsourced services space in the industry, very active, have multiple calls, continue to work with a few other groups looking to come to market as well. But I've not seen in my 20 some years more money than I am seeing today chase after this outsourced revenue cycle.
Yeah.
And so it's really exciting to kind of continue to see. There's just not enough companies coming to market to sell.
I was just to your point, Neil. I was talking with the head of revenue cycle for Ohio Health, and he provided to me a list of outsourced vendors that they have. It eclipses over 24 just in their revenue cycles. So it's quite fascinating.
Well, I'm curious how many of those would be owned by private equity, or how many of those would be bought out in the next year.
Yeah.
Got to see some consolidation. Yeah.
So also continuing in Ohio here, HCare expanding with the acquisition of VNA of Ohio. I know VNA has been independent nonprofit providing home health hospice service in Ohio for over 100 years. So
Times, yeah.
I know they operate a very efficient business, part of the bigger VNA group. So it's very interesting to see that to occur.
Yeah. I'll Dispatch Health once again, just pointing out the fact that they started just delivering care to the home on an emergency basis, and now they're staying in the home. Nice continuum.
Moving on, Airstrip bolsters preventative monitoring capabilities, acquiring Fifth Eye's HI system. Not so familiar with everything there, but again, as we talk about monitoring and technology, and managing the patient or in the home continues to be a big theme, and obviously a lot of investment and transactions continuing here in the market today. Senior housing, Dave, you're still
Hey.
very involved with a lot of the senior housing.
Yeah. It's nice to see. We really have seen kind of a slowdown in the senior housing in the last couple of years. It's nice to see that a deal this size moving forward, and it doesn't. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about this, but from what I've just read about it, it doesn't seem like it was a super distressed sale, or that it was really a fire sale kind of situation, which is nice change of pace, given all the ups and downs the senior housing and skilled nursing sector has had over the last couple of years. It's nice to kind of see things stabilizing.
Valera Health strengthens digital psychiatry offerings, acquisition of Vita Health. We're very active in behavioral health, definitely a lot of the technologies and platforms offering digital services here. Digital psychiatry, a hot area. some of the investors that were around this LFE Capital, Flare, CVS Health Ventures that were a part of that Vita. So some big names and a lot of activity here with these tech platforms. Continue to try to provide services in a broader scale. The Vista Healthcare partner marks 50th platform. So a lot of acquisitions going on with High Ridge here Medical's EBI division. I'm not too familiar with this one. Lucid expands integrated care capabilities with their acquisition of Emcara Health, again, behavioral health and potential value-based home care.
Yes, so many things outside the hospital walls. This is fascinating.
Net Health expanding their MSK platform with Limber Health. Some big names again, Carlisle here. Talk about Silversmith involved. That MSK has been a hot area, digital, but this is I think a hybrid model. So really seeing expansion of this service and technology. Again, some more telemedicine services. Forum Health acquires Integrated Health Center of Rockies. Again, integrating, I think, that virtual with some other.
Well, look too at the fact that it says functional medicine. That's something that Mr. Kennedy would be very excited about. Alternative medicines.
Well, here, Dr. Stone saying, emphasizing addressing unmet needs for women dismissed by conventional care. I mean, we are in conversation with some different new models that are emerging, providing, I don't want to call it alternative, but at least addressing some of these niche areas that are outside the normal realm to help assist people with getting the care they need. Dave, on the real estate side, I know you're more focused.
Look at that. I stand by what I said earlier. This is great news for everybody. Care Trust, they've been kind of up and down over the last several years, really through no fault of their own. It's just, really just the state of the industry, right? And this is great news. From a transactional standpoint, we're starting to see functional deals again in the skilled nursing space, which is amazing. Hopefully we can remain consistent with repayment and payment terms from Medicaid and Medicare, and keep these things moving forward, because this is a great deal. And congratulations to the Care Trust team.
I know we're a lot of conversations with these nursing homes converting to behavioral health, as maybe some still struggle and see the opportunity.
Yeah, you see this in the venture world. We're really focusing on diseases and care and looking at preventing diseases and detecting early. We see a lot of money flowing that way. I think it's exciting to see that it's private money or public money as opposed to government money going into this. I think it's great.
So yeah, here HUNA secures 1.5 million pre-seed. And so AI cancer detection. So again, AI in it, what they're doing, I'm not sure exactly, but definitely some capital flowing in for these detection services and cancer. So
yeah, that's pretty neat.
Really be interested in trying to track that and see what's going on there. But that's our news today. Anything else? Anything exciting coming up this week?
Well, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't thank everybody who came to HCMIS last week and helped us make it another great production. I think the conference is our 5th year doing it, and I think it's the best yet.
And the venue, it's great to call on the venue change. It really it made it easy for people to make connections. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken with that have said that I've had better conversations at this conference. I've got deals that I'm working on than I've ever had anywhere else.
Well, that's great to hear, and we're excited to see everybody back. Put it on the calendar, June 3rd, 4th, Columbus, Ohio, for the HCMIS 25. But that's the news for today. 26. Thank you. Thank you, John. But join us next week for the morning call. I'm Neil Johnson. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.